Well, the tourism sector has been bleeding since the outbreak of the pandemic. Domestic travel were just beginning to pick up at one stage when the current level 4 restrictions were announced to try to curb that third wave. The 14 days of this level, and at the end of today, that's when it ends, and government could, as we said, extend those restrictions. Let's speak to Tshivengwa from the Tourism Business Council about what it could mean for the industry. Tshifhiwa, thanks indeed for your time. Has the government taken the protocols that you've put in place for your particular sector seriously? Presumably you wouldn't think so.
Well, under the current lockdown level 4 and the fact that we are not allowed to trade between Gauteng and many other provinces within the country, it seems as if the protocols that we've put in place at the moment is not being taken seriously. But in the past, when we put them together and when we practiced them, they showed that we are not super spreader. We have controlled environment. People are able to go to our establishments and travel across the country and support the tourism industry. Now, one can conclude that the decision that was taken in terms of closing interprovincial travel with Gauteng is not a decision that supports the recovery of the tourism industry. 60% of domestic travel here in South Africa comes from Gauteng. So effectively, you're shutting down all other provinces because the other 40% is not enough to sustain the operations of tourism businesses. So the protocols are robust. We even have the World Travel and Tourism Council endorsing those protocols and to ensure that, we are aligned with global standards. So we should be able to operate safely without any restrictions.
Can you give us a sense from your members what the impact of the latest 14-day level 4 restrictions were, particularly in the last 2 weeks?
Well, we all have seen Sun International, as an example, have closed their resorts and their hotels. We all have seen Comair, not flying or effectively shutting down their operations. We all have seen what is going on in other hotel groups, in car rental companies, within aviation industry, and the entire value chain of tourism, including restaurants, including those that serve food within the hospitality space. Without alcohol, we have seen them shutting down. So effectively, the entire industry is on its knees. We have very limited operation. And the only thing that we've been doing for the past few months is domestic leisure travel. Without Gauteng coming on board and people allowed to travel, we have nothing, absolutely nothing, that's left for us to do. International travel, countries still have us on their red list. So if we are, not allowing people domestically to travel, we're effectively saying that shut down tourism and let's wait until such time that we reopen it. The danger there is that we may not have anything to open to. Companies are going to fall, they're going to file for bankruptcy, they're going to sell their assets, and we may not have any more experienced operators within the sector that will carry tourism forward. So the marketing part...
If I can, as I conclude with this, Tshifhiwa, the whole issue of income support and TERS, as it is known, are you hopeful that something can make a difference if it is announced in the next few hours for your industry?
No, absolutely. It will make a difference to the employees, and which are the pillars of this industry, and of which many of them have been suffering, have been without any income, or 10% or 20% or 50% if they're lucky. So it will make a difference to the employees, but the process has to be faster. We cannot have people waiting for TIAS money from last year, this year. It serves no purpose. So we have to make sure that if we have the TIAS money coming in to support employees, we must make sure that that's done faster. But we should remember, we also need to support businesses, because if we don't have those businesses, employees don't have a place to go to work. So that is why we're saying the entire value chain of tourism is important. From the person on the street who sells arts and crafts, the people who are in the informal part of tourism, those that are in the formal part, independent business owned, and the listed companies. It's important that we protect the supply side of tourism. If we don't, we won't have anything to open to. And certainly we do hope that the president makes an announcement that supports tourism, because we've been doing things in a safe way, and we should not be treated in a way that we've been treated under these lockdown restrictions.